Yeah, no, it was a real pleasure to be with you. Next time we come, we'll have to make sure that the weather's a bit better. It felt a bit like I was in Birmingham in the West Midlands, so we'll definitely sort out timings. But look, in all seriousness, it's
Early in the year in Brisbane, I think.
yeah, right. So I mean, it's the first time that we've been able to get together physically with all the
Mm.
COVID stuff that's gone on. So it was, I don't know, we keep in touch like this, and we swap emails and Teams and Zoom and stuff. But it was great to be out and actually spend time with you and
Mm.
members, stakeholders. And I thought it was a great trip. It
Brilliant.
was when I took over at Leah, one of the priorities that was given by board and then by members outside of the UK was actually to bring synergy and just a,
Mm.
a similar feel to a global trade association. And I mean, you'll know, and members that are watching this will know that my first trip to Australia was characterised by some pretty stringent and forthright views on the disconnect between the UK HQ and members the other side of
Mm.
the world. And
Yep.
I was really sympathetic to those concerns, and what I took away was a really strong determination from members to actually have um, some authority and some responsibility.
Yep.
It wasn't a list of complaints. It was a set of members who actually wanted to have their hands on
Mm.
controls, and obviously the Leah board in the UK were absolutely supportive of that. And I look back and think COVID years, you can sort of, were sort of a special 2 years, but
Yep.
basically I think that the main 2 years we recruited you,
Mm.
we've established a regional council. The regional council that I met with last
Last
Wednesday,
Tuesday. Yep.
was uh, clearly made up of extremely high caliber individuals who have a passion for the industry, um, and are engaging in really great work. I came away thinking, that is, really a dedicated, driven, but focused group of individuals who are um, completely aligned with the global vision. And I think that's really important. Um, a really important sort of feedback for you that trade associations are funny things, right? Um, but not all trade associations are the same. So you get trade associations that behave almost as profitable not-for-profit organizations, and so
Yep.
they are deliberately run, and it's not a criticism, it's an observation. They're deliberately run um as small, medium-sized members clubs, effectively.
Yep.
And so they're absolutely focused on how will the members see this, what will the
Mm.
members
Mm.
think.
Mm.
Whereas Leah's slightly different. And of course, we've always got one of our values is membership focused, but we're more than that.
Mm.
Um, our vision is to eliminate accident, injury, and fatality. Um, and we do that by working with our members, and we do that because that's what our members tell us to do.
Mm.
And so, yeah, of course, we are here to make sure that our members feel the love and feel the benefit, but we're also here as a sort of um, as a collective that work with members and on behalf of members to work in that particular space. And I always think that that's one of the interesting things of Leah, that we work in an area of market failure. And so
Mm.
if it wasn't for us, if it weren't for us, the market would just carry on failing. And so
Yep.
we operate in that in between space where we're here to support members, but we're also here at times to say uncomfortable things, and
Mm.
uncomfortable things that
Mm.
are perhaps um, not overly popular. And what's really interesting coming out working with you guys is you're really wrestling with that. The regional council are wrestling with that, and the comparison between the existing training that's out there in the marketplace, rigor and dogman ticket, versus what the industry actually says is the training required to become competent. It's just is a fascinating position to be in. And I mean, all kudos to you and regional council members and to members in general that I know have been talking to you about it, that we're actually grasping that nettle, that we know that it's going to be it's not going to be a popular thing to say in a lot of places, to stand up and say, actually, we can be better, the industry can be better. We've got too many people doing too complicated and too difficult things who are undertrained, and that's our position, right? We're just saying for us, this is a statement of fact, and it doesn't have to be like that. If we can do better. And I just it was it's like you get Justin, you and I are, we're meeting creatures, right? We go to meetings, and a lot of times meetings you're like, but regional council, I wouldn't say it was got the juices flowing, but it was one of those, I'm like, I can get behind that. An industry that is coming together, coalescing and going, we can be better. And I think this is one of the things I really took away, and I've always thought this when I'm talking to Australia and New Zealand members, that you guys, I don't know, I'm playing a bit to the whinge and palm stereotype, right? But you don't just whinge, you guys come up with solutions. And I love that it was, we know what the problem is, right? What we're going to do about it. And so obviously we've engaged Artibus out there, who are working on Certificate 4, and I'm like, I love it. And one of the, and I'll shut up in a minute, but one of the things that I was really very jealous of was the pace of change. So over here in the UK, our skills policy is a devolved area of policy, which means the UK government doesn't have responsibility for it.
Right.
Across the UK, UK Westminster government handles it in England, but Scottish Parliament, Welsh Assembly, and Northern Ireland executive have control over their skills policies. And so we've been working on the apprenticeship in England, and we feel like we get over huge burdens, huge barriers rather, and then there's another one that comes along and rules change. So we've got an apprenticeship now in England, but it's not actually been delivered yet because a rule change that meant we need an endpoint assessor in place. And the endpoint assessor that we're working with has to go through its regulation process, and it's just barrier after barrier. And I've written to Minister, we've expressed how catastrophically disappointed we are, and in Scotland we've been working away as well, and it feels like we're getting somewhere now. We've got members, particularly up in Aberdeen, that are working on, well, we need a pathway in. So we've got members who, so grateful for their time. But it's just when I see how problematic and difficult it's been here in GB, I think I come here and I came to visit you, and what your timeline's like October the 5th. It's going in.
So we should have it all lodged in for approval by the 6th of October.
Right, 6th of October, and then
6 weeks from there, we'll have the answer.
Right, so, and that did I hear that that's a statutory turnaround period?
Yes, statutory turnaround is 6 weeks.
I'm like, wow, if we'd had 6 months, this is we went into the process and it was, this can take years. And I'm just like, how is that right? So I was impressed, jealous, but look, that's clearly an awesome bit of work you've got going. But likewise, I loved so as well as the training, as well as the certificate, super excited about the tabletop exhibition that you guys are talking about. I think that's we, as we've got LiftX in the UK, and pre-COVID we were looking at running LiftX in the Middle East. you and I have spoken about running LiftX Light.
Down here, yep. It was
Yeah,
going to be
and you know that,
2019, 2020 it was going
yeah,
to be, yeah.
right. And you know things have changed and all that sort of stuff. But I remain committed that we're a global industry. We're a global association. So it's only right that we get out there and run it. So I'm super excited that you guys are looking at you know, and I think that's the right way to start a tabletop exhibition. You don't have to go crazy and you know get shell schemes and stuff. I'm like, let's have a tabletop exhibition with plenty of added value in and around the room.
Absolutely.
I loved it. And I know that there'll be members from across the globe that will want to come to it. And I know there'll be non-members that want to, you know, and the work that we're doing with sort of sister trade
With the other
associations.
associations,
Yeah,
absolutely. I think we can
and I think
spread our
that's
wings in that
something.
regard.
Yeah, and I think that's something you've done really well. And you know, your background, you know, not being from the industry, but being from the third sector industries really come into play. That Leah is we're a really important part of Below the Hook, right? But our vision about making the workplace a safer place to be necessarily involves other people, and the fact that you're reaching out to crane associations and others, I'm like, yeah, that's exactly the model. So our members know that we're talking to end users. So that we're letting end users know what their legal, moral, ethical obligations are, and we're kind of looking at how we can share for free the information and intelligence that just makes the world a safer place. And that spins right back to where we are. That yeah, of course, there's member benefit for that, and you know our members, when I'm out with them, say that that's exactly what they want us to do. But I just think that I came away with a bit of a smug face on because I recruited you, right? So I was like, yeah, awesome. That you know, and we know there's loads of work to do, right? So I'm interested and I'm excited by the marketing campaign that you guys, regional council, are going to be working on. I'm really looking forward to seeing how that turns out. The idea of you know promoting our Leah membership, that they deliver high quality, but you know, and I think you know when I go out and make a purchasing decision, sometimes I want to buy cheap, you know, because it doesn't matter to me, but sometimes I want the best quality going because it does matter. And I just like that we're going to make the case that you know Leah members are always competitive in price, but our real selling point is you're getting top quality, independently audited, aware of and up to date with statutory legislation, standards, global best practice, and on top of that, trained. You know, trained way beyond. Way beyond what it sounds like legislation is expecting in your region. So I came home jet lagged, shattered, but with a proper sort of smug face on, just thinking, yeah, that regional council is a great way by which your members have been able to actually take control. And I'm like, I think that's that. You know, I thought, you know, more work to be done. Lots of, you know, we need to deliver more. We need to show evidence of the impact. But I did think, yeah, there's way more than shoots of growth here. There's real stuff that we can. And I mean, like even you know, for anybody watching, one of the days we were there, we went to see one of your old colleagues at AI Group, right? And just for Leah to be speaking to influential bodies like that, making our case, feeding into the process, I was just like, yeah, this is absolutely what a trade association should be doing. I was really impressed and glad that we got a chance to come out. You know, it's been too long. And then of course Andrew stayed for a further week and he delivered training.
That bridge and gantry crane training apparently was excellent. So really pleased that he got to stay out for that.
And of course, and you
feedback.
know, we didn't even talk about that. That you know, one of the main reasons, probably the main reason Andrew came out to talk to regional council was one of the things we just have to fix, and so we are now fixing, is how do we get training out there without it being, you have to wait for 6 months, and so we're looking at how we can license it out. So Andrew came and presented to regional council. The feedback will go to the LEA board, and we are hoping, but it's more than a sort of, we hope, we are expecting that that's going to be the case from 1st of January 2023.
1st of January 2023. I reckon we should be right as rain by then.
Right. So and when you put together what's been delivered now, this isn't we're not a trade association that dreams. We aim big, but we deliver now. And I just think, look, it looks like you're on it. I thought that before I came out. I was really impressed. Whenever you went around, I was saying to members, "Tell me how's he getting on," and
Didn't know that.
I got great feedback. So I was I was delighted to be out. We'll have to, it's not going to be another 2 years, that's for sure.
No.
I'm keen to be out for your event, but obviously, you and I aren't the only link we've got to Australia. So Steve Flint, chair of the regional council, it sits on the LEA board. He was, and it's not a small commitment. That's I take up. Sometimes think
the biggest thing for the council. These guys are stumping up. Lots of time and funds to get out to these meetings as well. So we appreciate what they're doing.
Yeah, 100%. And my point on Steve. So he attends a monthly regional. Well, he chairs a monthly regional council meeting. He attends a monthly LEA board meeting, which takes 2 hours. Once a quarter, it takes longer. But this week on Monday morning, my time, we had a special 1-item board meeting that Steve was on as well. So, you and I are paid for full-time resource, but we've spoken about this, but we are absolutely the custodians of the association. We are not the association.
No.
Our members are the association, and it's our job to bring to pass their views, their visions, and sometimes might not be possible, but we'll absolutely give it the very best try that we can.
Indeed.
The only thing I didn't enjoy was next time we come out, maybe England might have won a cricket match. That seemed to get brought up a whole lot more than I was hoping for.
Well, we hope not, but you might hope so. So we'll see how that goes for next time. Brilliant. All right, Ross. Look, great to catch up again, and thanks for your time tonight. And thanks to everyone who's watched. Keep your eyes peeled for the next video. Thanks very much.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Thank you.